Hello everybody, Dog here, and welcome to the 5th annual Slugcat Games. Before we begin, shout out to Flower who made this, and it's time to meet our contestants. We have Flower, Bread Enjoyer, Dyson, Leamster, CM1244, Ashikal, this guy, Noid, or Noid Eastman, I don't know. I'll just call this guy Noid because that's the first 4 letters, and I'm gonna assume that the other letters are irrelevant. Anub, me, Vibin, Zsed, Glue, Grimbear, Chris, Ostil, Jolt, Aber, Batlus, Scroomy, Bird Science, Hero, Review Saint, Hoovy, Moonlight, Pop Tart. Then we have all the Slug Cats. Slug Cat in Hat, Engineer Cat, Gun Cat, 3D Cat. This guy too. I'm not gonna try to pronounce his name, okay? What is it? Janver, V? I don't know. Changing PFP, 7N48. This is meant to be 7N78, except the Flower did it wrong, so now it's like this. Fanov, Scav 1, Scav 2, Scav 3, and even Scav 4. So when we begin, as the shelters open, the horn sounds. Ostil runs away from the cornucopia. Batlus runs away from the cornucopia. Koovy tries the fit of Vulture Mask. Bird Signs boosts Guncat to reach blue fruits. Flower tries the fit of Vulture Mask. I thought it couldn't get worse than couldn't, but okay. Chris grabs the centipede shield. Scav 2 has his moment of touching grass. Changing PFP runs away from the cornucopia. Slugcat in Hat avoids local creatures. Auber avoids local creatures. Ashikal uses a flashbang to distract Survivor and escape. Monk watches the situation from above while hanging on Grappling Worm. 7N48 breaks Glue's muzzle for a bag of chicken nuggets. Scroomy successfully paid the scavenger bill. Zsed runs away from the cornucopia. Scav 4 is teasing Wormgrass. Nightcat avoids local creatures. Dyson runs away from the cornucopia. Leamster finds a bag full of camping equipment. Scav 3 grabs the centipede shield. Hero uses a flashbang to distract Pop-Tart and escapes. Joel couldn't find the difference between pole and pole plant. Enoch scares Cern the dog with a vulture mask. Gormand runs away from the cornucopia. Artificer picks up a spear from the ground. Moonlight ran off since he didn't care. Bread Enjoyer rips spear out of Saint's hands. 3D Cat runs away from the cornucopia. CM124 runs away from the cornucopia. Vibin runs away from the cornucopia. Engineer Cat rips spear out of Anub's hands. Hunter survives a huge lag spike. Grimbear runs away from the cornucopia. Fanov gathers as much food as he can. Scav 1 couldn't see the drop quick, but Rivulet saved him. This guy has his moment of touching grass. This guy too watches the situation from above while hanging on Grappling Worm. Noid watches the situation from above while hanging on Grappling Worm. Spearmaster runs away from the cornucopia, and Review Saint avoids local creatures. So this guy is watching this guy watch this guy touch grass. Yeah, Noid is watching this guy too, who is watching this guy touch grass. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Day 1. No. Rivulet goes hunting. Slugcat in Hat brings Noid to him to say hello. Noid almost kills him after. Hero, Engineer Cat, this guy, and Bread Enjoyer raid Fanov's shelter while he is hunting. CM124 escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Koovy asks Glue for food, but he doesn't give any. Survivor fishes. Roombear waters Bubble Fruit. Vibin, Chris, Anub, and Spearmaster track down and kill Moonlight. Bird Science and Gormand split up to search for resources. Enoch tries to sleep through the entire day. Nightcat, Auber, Pop-Tart, and Leamster hunt for their tributes. Ostil diverts Guncat's attention and runs away. Scav 3 gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Stop it. This guy too diverts Batlos's attention and runs away. Scav 4 sprains her ankle while running away from Flower. Reminder, Scav 4 is trans now. Can we get a W in the chat for Scav 4 going through trans surgery? Yeah, let's go. Artificer defeats Scroomy in a fight but spares his life. Dyson uses a flashbang to distract Scav 1 and escapes. Hunter thinks about home. Review Saint successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. Changing PFP practices his aim. 3D Cat goes hunting. Ashikal tries to sleep through the entire day. Monk and Scav 2 hunt for their tributes. Okay, so only 2 dead, and that is Jolt and Moonlight. So yeah, not that much going on here. Wait, so there's 2 dead, and there's 3 kills. So apparently some sort of co-op was formed. I don't know. I read things, but I don't actually think about what I'm reading, so I didn't even realize they were dead. So Chris has a kill, Anub has a kill, and Vibin has a kill. Okay, what a trio of kills. Let's proceed. Night 1, 7N48 and CM124. Nice names. Talk about the tribute still alive. Ostil couldn't see the dropkick, but Dyson saved him. Noid tends to his wounds. Anup thinks no. Saint sleeps in shelter. Enoch sees a fire but stays hidden. Scaftry sees fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Changing PFP screams for help. Guncat and Scroomy tell stories about themselves to each other. Survivor starts a fire. Stuckcat and Hack quietly hums. Artificer receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Z-Set uses a flashbang to distract Leamster and escapes. Gormand loses sight of where he is. Scap4 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Monk starts a fire. Kovi cries himself to sleep. 3D Cat destroys Bat, loses supplies while he is asleep. Red Enjoyer flashbangs Auber and tries to kill them, but Auber escapes. Spearmaster, Nightcat, Scav2, this guy, and Rivulet sleep in shift. Engineer Cat, Flower, and Glue discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Pop-Tart couldn't see the dropwig, but Review Saint saved him. Chris tries to treat his infection. Ashical is awoken by nightmares. Hunter receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Bird Science almost falls in void, but Fanoff catches them. Vibin scares this guy too with a vulture mask. Scav1 sets up camp for the night. Hero cooks his food before putting his fire out, and Grimbear passes out from exhaustion. Okay, day 2. I swim in a lake. Artificer, Anup, Scav2, and Scav1 track down and kill Gormand. Rip Gormand, guys. Glue fishes. Auber tries to sleep through the entire day. Chris defeats Review Saint Advocate in a fight but spares his life. Guncat tends to Nightcat's wounds. Kovi kills Grimbear while he is resting. Red Enjoyer steals from Z-Set while he isn't looking. Vibin successfully paid the scavenger bill. Noid gets sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Scroomy waters Bubble Fruit. Hunter successfully paid the scavenger bill. Ostil explores the arena. Slugcat and Hat hopped on Rain Escape. Rivulet was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but this guy too managed to save her. Monk tends to change PFP's wounds. Engineer Cat almost falls in void, but Batless catches him. Enoch and Fanoff split up to search for resources. This guy flashbangs Flower and tries to kill them, but Flower escapes. Saint stalks Ashical. Dyson was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Bird Science managed to save him. CM124 is teasing Wormgrass. 3D Cat got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. 7N48 was grabbed by a pole plant, but Survivor managed to save him. Scaftry hunts for other tributes. Pop-Tart camouflages himself in the bushes. Spearmaster was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Hero managed to save him. Leamster escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying, and Scav4 thinks about home. Once again, 2 dead. Why is there so little dead? What happened? So yeah, these are the dead. I don't know why there's so little dead. That was very weird. I can't believe there's this little dead. Maybe I accidentally pressed the 2 dead per round button. Rivulet Hunter, Review Saint, and Scav3 sleep in shifts. Leamster sleeps in shelter. Scroomy couldn't see the dropwick, but Auber saved him. Ashical tries to sing himself to sleep. This guy too thinks about winning. Engineer Cat climbs a tree to rest. Ballos, Nightcat, CM124, and Spearmaster sleep in shifts. Chris thinks about home. Scav1 climbs a tree to rest. Anup tends to change in PFP's wounds. Flower starts a fire. Monk, Survivor, Fanav, and 3D Cat tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Scav4 sets up camp for the night. Ostel looks at the night sky. Cern the dog lets Saint into his shelter. Vibin fends 7N48, Artificer, and Guncat away from his fire. Noid couldn't see the dropwick, but Stuckcat and Hat saved him. Pop-Tart, Glue, Bird Science, and this guy tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Kuvi receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Enoch stays awake all night. Z-Set receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Dyson looks at the night sky. Hero is awoken by nightmares. Bread Enjoyer and Scav2 huddle for warmth. Okay, day 3. Hopefully more deaths this time. 7A4A discovers a river. Anub escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. No, that's not what we want. We want deaths. Not barely any people dying. Nightcat explores the arena. Guncat chills with Scav3. Vibin overhears Saint and Spearmaster talking in the distance. CM124, Auber, Flower, Cern Dog, and Scav2 hunt further tributes. Survivor questions his sanity. Fanoff questions his sanity. This guy overhears Hunter and Stuckcat and Hat talking in the distance. Rivulet explores the arena. Monk was banned for not being polite. I hope that's a death. Also, Monk not being polite is a very funny way to die. Red Enjoyer uses a flashbang to distract Scroomy and escapes. Hero asks Trans Scav for food, but she doesn't give any. Covey is high on mushrooms. Lamester was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Treaty Cat managed to save him. Pop-Tart sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. Z said pinged everyone. This guy too receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Artificer receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Blue is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Dyson uses a flashbang to distract Enoch and escapes. Noid defeats Review Saint in a fight but spares his life. Engineer Cat uses a flashbang to distract changing PFP and escapes. Chris collects fruit from a tree. OSTIL steals from Scav 1 while he isn't looking. Ashical discovers a river. And Battlers and Bird Science split up to search for resources. Only one dead. What is happening? Why are there only 5 people dead? Can we get like an arena event or something? Because there's like guaranteed 5 deaths in that. Please. Please. I just want some more deaths. Spearmaster forces Anup to kill OSTIL. GG OSTIL, guys. Ashical and Lamester talk about the tribute still alive. Bird Science looks at the night sky. Engineer Cat couldn't see the dropwig, but Scab 4 saved him. Nightcat flashbangs Aubrey and tries to kill them, but Aubrey escapes. Battlers flashbangs Covey and tries to kill them, but Covey escapes. Stop escaping! Sukat and Hack climbs a tree to rest. This guy too scares Rivulet with a vulture mask. Artificer and CM124 huddle for warmth. Z-Set attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. Dyson destroys Scav 1's supplies while he is asleep. Hunter stays awake all night. Scav 2 receives clean water from a known sponsor. Bread Enjoyers sleep in shelter. Stern the Dog and Pop-Tart hold hands. Noid couldn't see the dropwig but Treaty Cat saved him. Screwmean is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. This guy and Enoch tell stories about themselves to each other. Vibrant cries himself to sleep. 7N48 loses sight of where he is. Chris almost falls in Void, but Glue catches them. Review Saint changing PFP and Saint sleep in shifts. Hero tends to survive for wounds. Vanov quietly hums. Flower receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor, and Scav3 sets up camp for the night. Can we get, like, more deaths? I have the same option. Last time I had low deaths, and this time I have low deaths. So why is there less deaths than there was last time? How does that make sense? Scav 1 screams out loud. Hero scares Artificer off. Spearmaster scares Glue with a vulture mask. 7N48 injures himself. Survivor was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but this guy managed to save him. Engineer Cat, Scav3, Aubrey, and Bird Science hunt for tributes. Pop-Tart escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Dyson and Z-Set work together for the day. Screamer receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Noid successfully paid the scavenger bill. Hunter runs away from Saint. Battles injures himself. Covey constructs a hideout. Fanov thinks about home. Ashical sprains his ankle while running away from Sukai and Ha. Enoch screams out loud. CM124 runs away from Scav 4. Flowers pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Anup searches for a water source. Nightcat fishes. Dog was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Treaty Cat managed to save him. Bird Enjoyer swims in the lake. Rivulet picks flowers. Chris swims in the lake. Review Saint pinged to everyone. Lamester overhears changing PFP and Scav 2 talking in the distance. This guy too pinged everyone. Vibin camouflages himself in the bushes. Guncat camouflages himself in the bushes. And why are none of them deaths? Why are we getting no deaths? Why? I want people to die, and people are not dying. And why does Anup have 3 kills? We just began. Can you calm down? Or else I'll call 27 into here. Night 4. Covey and Aubrey sleep in shifts. Anup and Dyson hold hands. Artificer gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Scav 4 defeats CM124 in a fight but spares his life. Ashical receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Vibin and 3D Cat talk about the tributes still alive. Bird Science, Nightcat, Noid, and Hero sleep in shifts. Z-Set is awoken by nightmares. Rivulet and Bread Enjoyer threaten a double suicide. It fails and they die. So they say they're gonna both kill themselves, and it fails and they die. How is it a failure if it worked? Whatever, I'm not gonna question that. Enoch receives medical supplies for an unknown sponsor. Spearmaster passes out from exhaustion. Screwme and this guy tell stories about themselves to each other. Hunter receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Lamester receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Scav 1 loses sight of where he is. 7N48 think about home. Balos quietly hums. Flower, Scav 2, and this guy 2 discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Scav 3 begs for Slokan and Hat to kill him. He refuses, keeping Scav 3 alive. Engineer Cat, changing PFP, and Pop-Tart discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Fanov defeats Chris in a fight but spares his life. Not good. We want murder. Guncat screams for help. Glue tries to treat his infection. Review Saint is unable to convince Saint to not kill him. Oh no, Review Saint got killed by Saint. And Survivor scares Stern the Dog with a vulture mask. Okay, day 5. There was thankfully a bit more deaths that time. Nightcat defeats Suckcat in a fight but spares his life. Fanoff successfully tamed Hungry Lizard. Changing PFP tends to this guy 2's wounds. Battlos pinged everyone. Hunter got dragged down in deep battle leeches while swimming but gets saved by a random snail. Hero picks flowers. Glue dies trying to escape the arena. Survivor defeats Sanab in a fight but spares his life. CM124 almost falls in void but Scafftree catches him. Spearmaster hopped on rain escape. This guy scares Leamster off. Engineer Cat, Ashicle, Treaty Cat, and Pop-Tart hunt for their tributes. Vibin chills with Auber. 7 and 4-8 waters bubble through. Artificer almost falls in void but the dog catches him. Z-Set scares Saint off. Screamy tries to spearfish with a spear. Sorry, I meant spear! In all caps for some reason. Noid successfully paid the scavenger bill. Gun hunts for other tribute. It's them. It's the two. It's Chris and Scav 4. And right under that we have Enoch right beside them practicing his aim. It's the trio. Flower scares Covey off. Bird Science stalks Dyson. Scav 1 searches for a water source. Scav 2 attempts to climb a tree but falls to his death. Good for you. Okay, 5 deaths. That's better. Reveal Bread Enjoyer, Review Saint, Glue, and Scav 2. So now that we actually have some deaths, this district we have 1 dead. Here we have still everyone alive, 3 dead in this district. This district with Chris and is doing kind of poorly this time. We have 1 dead here, 1 dead here, 2 dead here, 2 dead here. No one dead, and no one dead. Oh, and 1 dead here. So, thankfully more deaths this time. Let's hope that continues. Night 5. Treaty Cat, Bird Signs, Z-Set, Scafftree, and Battlos sleep in shifts. Auber uses a flashbang to distract Nightcat and escapes. Scroomy sets up camp for the night. Survivor sees a fire but stays hidden. Vibin starts a fire. Cern the dog, Engineer Cat, Fanoff, Ena, and changing PFP sleep in shifts. Chris, Hero, Scav 4, and 7 and 4-8 track down and kill Spearmaster. Covey couldn't see the dropwig, but Ashicle saved him. Guncat cries himself to sleep. Saint taints Artificer's food, killing him. Stop. Just don't. Hunter, Dyson, CM124, Flower, and Anub sleep in shifts. Pop-Tart lets this guy 2 into his shelter. Noid tends to his wounds. Leamster tries to sing himself to sleep, and Slowcat and Hat looks at the night sky. Cern the dog and Enoch work together for the day. Ashicle couldn't see the dropwig, but Engineer Cat saved him. Survivor discovers a river. Dyson receives fresh fruit from an unknown sponsor. Leamster is picked by beehive bees while picking berries. Scav 4, this guy 2, Noid, Bird Science, and Scroomy hunt for their tributes. Pop-Tart, Scav 1, Saint, Vibin, and changing PFP hunt for their tributes. This guy collects fruit from a tree. Hunter receives a whopper from an unknown sponsor. Flower hunts for their tributes. Scafftree thinks about home. Suckcat and Hat scares Fanoff off. Fanoff off. Okay, yeah. Battlos sees smoke rising in the distance but decides not to investigate. Nightcat receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Chris brings 3D Cat to him to say hello. 3D Cat almost kills him after. Don't do that to my boy Chris. You can't do that. Just because you won last time doesn't mean you have the right to kill people. And I know I'm saying that right after being mad at people for not killing, but okay. Anup sprains his ankle while running away from 7 and 4-8. CM124 goes hunting. Covey tries to sleep through the entire day. Auber and Hero work together for the day. And Guncat diverts Z-Set attention and runs away. Okay, 2 dead. Spearmaster and Artificer. Okay, that's bad. We want more deaths. And I know I just got mad that guy almost killed Chris. Okay. So yeah, here are the things. I'm not going to call them out again because there's barely any difference, because there's like barely any deaths for some reason. Okay, let's continue. Night 6. Bird Science and Survivor tell stories about themselves to each other. No, stop. Oh, changing PFP committed suicide though. That's fun. Auber couldn't see the droplet, but Hunter saved him. Pop-Tart tries to treat his infection. Dyson, Scroomy, Nightcat, and Enoch tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Vibin receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Saint and Cern the dog huddle for warmth. Hero, 7 and 4-8, Covey, and Ashicle tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Atlas, Engineer Cat, Guncat, Noid, and this guy sleep in shifts. Scafftree loses sight of where he is. Stop. We don't need more. You know what? This is not canon. This never happened. Look, I'm gonna scroll past it. Wait, I can't even scroll past it? Okay. Just pretend this isn't here. This never happened. Leamster is unable to start a fire and sleeps without warmth. This guy too, still Cat in the Hat and Scav 4 cheerfully sing songs together. Flower couldn't see the dropkick, but Treaty Cat saved him. CM124 gets dragged down in deep leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail, and Anna climbs a tree to rest. And remember, this is not canon, this did not happen. Day 7. Bird Science practices his aim. Chris and 7N48 work together for the day. Anna receives an explosive sphere from an unknown sponsor. Noid is pricked by bees while picking berries. Covey discovers a river. Engineer Cat stalks Batlos. Vibin tries to spear fish with a spear in all caps. Flower survivor CM124 and Hero Avenger read Nightcat's shelter while he is hunting. Ashiklo escape from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. 3D Cat, Pop-Tart, Scav 1 and Scav 4 raid Slug Cat and Hat's shelter while he is hunting. Lamester goes hunting. This guy thinks about food. Dyson and Guncat hunt for their tributes. Enoch, Hunter, Cern the Dog, and Scroomy raid Saint's shelter while he is hunting. This guy too tries to spear fish with a spear. Opera picks flowers. Caftry constructs a hideout. Z-Set picks flowers, and Fanov receives an explosive spear from an unknown sponsor. Only one dead? Why? We need more dead. Okay? Can more people die, please? Please? So Cat in Hat and Nightcat tell stories about themselves to each other. Balos thinks about home. Pop-Tart and Auber cuddle for warmth. Scroomy receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. 3D Cat quietly hums. This guy too cooks his food before putting his fire out. Vibin scares Flower with a vulture mask. This guy throws an explosive spear in Noid's body. He explodes after. Z-Set and Kruvi tell stories about themselves to each other. Guncat and Chris tell stories about themselves to each other. Ashiklo receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Hunter receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Bird Science loses sight of where he is. CM124 couldn't see the dropkick, but Scav 4 saved him. Engineer Cat loses sight of where he is. Scav 3 starts a fire. Anna tends to Hero's wounds. Dyson, Fanov, and Survivor cheerfully sing songs together. Enoch goes to sleep. Scav 1 destroys my supplies while he is asleep. Go frick off. Saint is awoken by nightmares. Lamester sets up camp for the night, and 7N48 climbs a tree to rest. Okay. It's 1 week is over, which is usually the part where I drink water, except because I'm smart, I have barely any water now. Yeah, I just drank all the water I have, and I didn't even choke on it this time. I'm just that smart. I love having to speak for 40 minutes in a row and not even bringing any water. I'm truly one of the smartest people of all time. Scav 1 pinged everyone. Dyson used the flashbang to distract Survivor and escapes. Flower 7N48 and Chris hunt further tributes. Enoch couldn't see the dropkick, but CM124 saved him. Saint explores the arena. Scav 3 constructs a hideout. Z-Set receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Fanov is teasing wormgrass. Vibin taints Engineer Cat's food, killing him. Slugcat uses a flashbang to distract Lamester and escapes. Trans Scav practices her aim. 3D Cat couldn't place grenade gently on floor. Okay. This guy uses a flashbang to distract Hunter and escapes. Ashiklo scares Auber off. Hero hunts for their tributes. Annabelle and Nightcat work together for the day. Battle of fishes. This guy too was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Guncat managed to save him. Scroomy gets dragged down in deep leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Covey sees smoke rising in the distance, but decides not to investigate. And Bird Science successfully paid the scavenger bill. 3 dead, that's a bit better. Previous winner is dead, good for him. He was a bit mean to Chris, I think. So here, 1 dead. Still everyone alive, and everyone has kills, including Anna, who I think is the MVP, except for me. 3 dead, and Chris with 2 kills. 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, and 1 dead. So, no full districts except for R1, which is a good sign, because it means I have a high chance of surviving and winning. And as we know, commentator on top. Night 8. Flower dies from hypothermia. Continuing the thread of Flower dying in the most unimportant way possible. Z-Set loses sight of where he is. Cern the Dog and Enoch run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Bird Science receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Anna, Covey, this guy, Fanov Real, and Nightcat sleep in shifts. CM124 sleeps in shelter. Dyson quietly hums. Hunter, Scav 4, and CN4 sleep in shifts. Slugcat and Hat and Survivor sleep in shifts. Pop-Tart receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Batlos receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Hero starts a fire. Scav 1, Vibin, and Scav 3 sleep in shifts. Ashiklo defeats Auber in a fight but spares his life. This guy too fends Chris, Lamester, and Scroomy away from his fire. Very rude. Day 9. Pop-Tart overhears Silk Hat and Hat and Anna talking in the distance. Saint discovers a river. Vanov attempts to climb a tree but falls on Hovey, killing them both. This guy steals from Survivor while he isn't looking. This guy too was grabbed by a pole plant, but Gun can't manage to save him. Nightcut camouflages himself in the bushes. Leamster, Enoch, Vibin, and Dyson raid Scaftree's shelter while he is hunting. 7 and 4-8 couldn't place grenade gently on floor. CM124 with water's bubble through. Scav 4 searches for firewood. Battles gets dragged down in deep bow leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Ashicle collects fruit from a tree. Bird Science collects fruit from a tree. Scav 1 goes hunting. Scroomy camouflages himself in the bushes. Chris is unable to convince Zisa to not kill him. Hunter is teasing Wormgrass. Auber, please stop. 5 dead, that's what we like to see. Flower, Fano, Covey, 7. No, Chris is dead. Rest in peace, Chris. In the chat, guys. So here, 2 dead, 1 dead, still no dead. We are clearly superior. This entire district is now dead. 1 dead, 2 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, and 1 dead. Scav 4 is still alive, so they could still win, but rest in peace, Chris, guys. Pop-Tart cries himself to sleep. Hero begs for Silka and Hat to kill him. He refuses, keeping Hero alive. Guncat, Scab 1, and Survivor unsuccessfully ambush Nightcat, Saint, and Enoch, who kill them instead. Scroomy, Leamster, and Storm the Dog discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Scav 4 starts a fire. Scav 3 ate poison fruit and died. Anab and Vibe huddle for warmth. Hunter, Battles, and this guy cheerfully sing songs together. CM124 cries himself to sleep. This guy too receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Bird Science and Ashicle tell stories about themselves to each other, and Dyson goes to sleep. Okay, we now have day 10. Ashicle, Batlos, Anub, and Scroomy raid Bird Science's shelter while he is hunting. CM124 Silk Cat in hand. Z said hunt further tributes. This guy screams out loud. Leamster overhears this guy and Hunter talking in the distance. Ena receives fresh fruit, clean water from an unknown sponsor. Pop-Tart searches for a water source. Vibin receives a Whopper from an unknown sponsor. Hero chills with Auber. Stern the Dog and Scav 4 hunt further tributes. I can see that I'm trying to get Scav 4 to win because Scav 4 is cool, just like Chris, but he died. So he's not cool anymore. He's dead. Saint constructs the hideout. Nightcut chills with Dyson. Okay. 4 dead. Guncat, Scav 1, Survivor, and Scav 3. So that means 2 dead, 1 dead. Still everyone alive. We are just clearly that superior. And I didn't even need to kill anyone. Everyone dead, 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, 1 dead, no dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, and 3 dead. And Saint with 5 kills. What's up with Saint and his name not being accurate? Is it just me, or was Saint also the MVP last time? 5 kills. That's a lot of kills. Scroomy begs for Auber to kill him. He reluctantly obliges, killing Scroomy. Dyson blows a Pop-Tart Hunter and Saint with a grenade. So, Saint is no more, I think. Unless they are like immune to grenades or something. CM124 and this guy run into each other and decide to truce for the night. Z said Silk Cat and Hat Hero and Bird Science sleep in shifts. Leamster screams for help. Battles attempts to start a fire but is unsuccessful. I lose sight of where I am. Scav 4 and this guy too cuddle for warmth. Vibin thinks about winning. Enoch stays awake all night. Nightcat spears Ashicle in the abdomen and Anna loses sight of where he is. Okay, day 11. Battles was grabbed by a pole plant, but Silk Cat and Hat managed to save him. Vibin uses a flashbang to distract this guy too and escapes. Cern the Dog was grabbed by Purple Lizard, but Nightcat managed to save him. Z-Set swims in a lake. CM124 overhears Enoch and this guy talking in the distance. Auber injures himself. Dyson stalks Hero. Scav 4 tries to spearfish with a spear in all caps. Bird Science escaped from Orange Lizard Gang without dying. Leafster discovered a river, and Anub constructed a hideout. 5 dead. We have Scroomy, Pop-Tart Hunter, Saint, Ashicle. Here. 2 dead, Dyson with 3 kills. 2 dead, everyone's still alive even after 10 days. Everyone dead, 2 dead, 2 dead, everyone dead, and everyone dead. 2 dead, including Saint, who was so far the MVP. 3 dead, 3 dead, and 3 dead, leaving only Scav 4. So let's see how much we have alive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So still a bit. Yeah, I think it's 15 at least. Dyson and Enoch huddle for warmth. Battles Leemster and this guy 2 discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Cern the dog destroys Silk Cat and Hat's supplies while he is asleep. Bird Science sleeps in shelter. This guy receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Auber passes out from exhaustion. Vibin screams for help. Scaff4 receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. CM124, Z said, and heroes cheerfully sing songs together. And Anub kills Nightcat as he tries to run. Day 12. Auber explores the arena. Anub got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Enoch sprains his ankle while running away from Scav 4. Battles is teasing Wormgrass. CM124 goes hunting. Bird Science explores the arena. Sukan Hat swims in a lake. Cern the dog thinks about home. This guy camouflages himself in the bushes. Hero swims in a lake. Vibin explores the arena. Dyson goes hunting. Z-Set scares Leemster off. And this guy too is pricked by beehive bees while picking berries. Only Nightcat dead. That is not good. Night 12. CM124 cooks his food before putting his fire out. I stay awake all night. Battlos thinks about winning. Hero and Vibin sleep in shifts. Auber receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Z-Set, Leemster, and Silka and Hat cheerfully sing songs together. Scaff4 passes out from exhaustion. This guy too and Anub fight Bird Science and Dyson. This guy too and Anub survives. Yeah, our district is just too good. This guy and Enoch tell stories about themselves to each other. Okay. Oh, it's time for the feast. The cornucopia is replenished with spears, supplies, grenades, and other stuff. Also, can I just mention that no arena events happened so far? Leemster falls into a pit of wormgrass and dies. Hero decides not to go. Enoch throws explosive spear and Z-Set explosive range kills Battlos 2. Scaff 4 decides not to go. This guy, Anub, and Albert confront each other, but grab what they want slowly to avoid conflict. CM124 strangles this guy 2 after engaging in a fist fight. Vibin scares, no! Frick, what happened here? But look, first person to die from my district is me. That was not very cool. Anub camouflages himself in the bushes. Vibin, Scaff4, and CM124 hunt for their tributes. Enoch brings this guy to him to say hello. This guy almost kills him after. Silka and Hat receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor, and we don't read the last one. Oh, an arena event, just as I was saying that it's not happening a lot. Scavenger Pearl Hunt. CM124 and Auber were fighting for a pearl. Auber died. Scav4 escaped after giving a pearl to Scavenger. Vibin escaped. Hero escaped. Anub escaped. Sukan and Hat escaped. This guy couldn't find the pearl. And Enoch escaped. So a lot of deaths. Bird Science, Dyson, Leemster, Z-Set, Battlos, this guy too, me, Auber, and this guy. Both this guys died. So, all dead here. 3 dead. Our district is no longer doing well, but Anub with 6 kills. Here, everyone dead, 3 dead, all dead, 3 dead, 3 dead, all dead, and 3 dead. So that means the only people left are CM124, Anub with 6 kills, Vibin, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay. So, with 7 people left, I think. Actually, no, this guy's dead. His profile. So that's 6 left, I think. Yes. No, 7 left. Yeah. Vibin, CM124, and Hero sleep in shifts. Enoch cooks his food before putting his fire out. Scav 4 throws spear and Anub, but misses and kills Silkan and Hat instead. So only these 6 are left now. So before we continue, I'm gonna leave this time to let me make a poll where I ask you guys, who do you think will win? Will it be Vibin, CM124, Hero, Enoch, Scav 4, or Anub? So this is the time where I let myself in the future make a poll. And hopefully I made the poll, and this is the part where you're voting. And you're voting for whoever you think will win out of these 6. Not Silka and Hat because they died because L. And now that should be enough time for me to continue. Okay, day 14. Hero receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. CM124 diverts Vibin's attention and runs away. Scav 4 searches for a water source. Anub receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. And Enoch waters bubble fruit. Silka and Hat dead. Vibin and Hero tell stories about themselves to each other. CM124 convinces Enoch to snuggle with him. Anub quietly hums, and Scav 4 receives fresh food. Okay. Day 15. Hero and Anub fight Enoch and Scav 4. Hero and Anub survive. So that means Enoch and Scav 4 are dead. Rest in peace, Scav 4. I bet a lot of people voted for him, probably. I hope. Because we all stand Scav 4. CM124 got sponsored by Mr. Beast himself. Vibin gets dragged down in deep by leeches while swimming, but gets saved by a random snail. Okay. So 2 dead. Enoch and Scav 4. So that means Anub with 8 kills. That's insane. So we now only have, wait, tree alive, I think. Wait, why is it tree? Here. Wait. So we had 2 here. And here. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we had 6 people here, and then here 2 people died. Where's the 4th person? Am I blind? Oh, Hero. I didn't notice Hero here. Yeah, Hero got camouflaged. Okay. So that's Hero, Anub, Vibin, or CM124. Ooh, we're gonna have a human victor again. How cool. Anub, Hero, and CM124 discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Vibin stays awake all night. Day 16. CM124 searches for a water source. Anub catches Vibin off guard and kills him. Hero screams out loud. Vibin is dead, so only Anub with 9 kills, CM124, and Hero are left. Hero tries to treat his infection. Just stop. Anub scares CM124 off, and Hero got sponsored by Mr. Beast. No dead. CM124 is awoken by nightmares. Hero dies from hypothermia, and Anub dies from thirst. So the winner is CM1244 from Slugger Team 2. Except it's actually CM124. The second 4 is silent, I decided. Okay, so the winner is CM124. Anub, despite having 9 kills, did not win. Very sad. Here is the summary. Jolt couldn't find the difference between a pole and pole plant. Vibe, Chris, and Anub and Spearmaster track down and kill Moonlight. Artificer, Anub, Scav 2, and Scav 1 kill Gormand. Covey kills Grimbear. Monk was banned. Spearmaster forces Anub to kill Oster Guncat. He kills Ostil. Rivulet and Bread Enjoyer threaten a double suicide. That still doesn't make sense to me. Review Saint gets killed by Saint. Glue dies. Scav 2 falls to his death. Chris and all the other people kill Spearmaster. Saint poisons Artificer. Z said, no, don't read that one. This guy throws an explosive spear annoyed. Vibin taints Engineer Cat's food. 3D Cat couldn't place a grenade gently on the floor. Flower dies from hypothermia. Fanov attempts to climb a tree but falls on Kuvi. 7 and 4-8 couldn't place grenade gently on the floor. Chris is unable to convince Z-Set to not kill him. Guncat, Scab 1, and Survivor unsuccessfully ambush Nightcat, Saint, and Enoch, who killed him instead. Scav 3 ate poisoned food and died. Screamy begs for Albert to kill him, and he agrees. Nysin blows up these 3 people. Nightcat spears Ashical. Anub kills Nightcat. Giant fight, which these 2 survived. Lamester falls into a pit. Enoch throws an explosive spear and kills Z-Set, and also Batlas. CM strangled this guy too, and I fell, which was very sad. Albert died while in a fight. This guy couldn't find the pearl. Scav4 threw a spear into Anub, but missed and killed Slug Cannon had instead. Hero and Anub fight Enob and Scav4. Hero and Anub survive. Anub catches Vibin off guard and kills him. And Hero and Anub die from natural causes. Okay. So here we have the placements. Best district is Team 2, then 3, 6, 12, 9, 10, 5, 11, 1, 8, 7, and 4. And with kills, the MVP is 9, Anub, and then 5, both Enoch and Saint. So, that is the 5th annual Slugcat Games. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got mad at the 5-minute premiere, which is necessary, of course. Without it, we couldn't survive. I don't know when the next one is, maybe in next week. But yeah, shout out to Flower for doing this. And also, yeah, bye guys.